Hey folks, Vortex here and welcome to my review of the KZ ZS10 Pro 2. That's quite a mouthful, and these are a hybrid model. I think it's 4 BAs, 1 diamond driver with tuning switches, so that'd be fun to basically graph when I get to it. And yet, as usual, full disclaimers, I'd like to thank Linsar for sending this out to me, so thank you very much. I was not paid to this video nor thought opinions on my own, and I thought I'd try this, to review because it's been a while since I've done a KZ or like a CCA model. And yeah, let's just get into it. So the usual kind of KZ packaging, so KZ ZS10 Pro 2, but some information there if you want to read it. So crossover design, benchmark balance time, which is blah blah blah. You can pause it if you want to read what it says. It's kind of the usual kind of information, bit of text on the side. Mine's the actual microphone version. Nothing really on there. So 3.5, 3.5mm, 0.75 pin type. This is all kind of run of the mill. Difference of impedance because it's got tuning switches. 108 decibel sensitivity in 20 to 40 hertz, 20 to 40,000 hertz. This again should be relatively straightforward. Don't forget the original intention of using the earphones is to enjoy music, which is correct. The packaging is the super basic kind of one. Okay, so this actually comes with tips out of the box. I like how it looks. I guess that looks like it's completely open in there. You can see the BAs are there. There's no balanced armature in the nozzle, which is good. And obviously there's the tuning switches. It should come with a tool or something like that in the box. We'll get to there. Obviously this right one's the same. Yeah, foam tip. Let's get out of the way. Tips. So it does include silicone tips. So let's have a look. Foam tips are normally good if you need to like calm kind of parts of the treble. But if this is tuning switches, it might have something to do with it. But we'll find out. Obviously, I will graph the different tuning kind of combinations. Just get this thing open. It's a bit of a tough cookie. That's it. Yeah, so here we go. That's just one. So it's kind of the transparent kind of starline tips. You can just about see it there. And I'll have so let's hit the cable. Bit of paper down the bottom. SIM tool, basically, to change the filters. Sorry, the tuning switches. Obviously, because they're very small, you have to use, you have to use a trim tool. They like make these a pain to open, aren't they? That will do. Here we go. So yeah, relatively straightforward cable. Obviously 4-pole. Obviously their type of connector, as you can see. Obviously one button for controls, and that's pretty much it. So I expect these will be a bit of a pain to graph because there's obviously multiple combinations, as you can see. And yeah, so I'm not quite sure what these are like. Obviously, one good thing is there's no balanced armature, as you can see in the nozzle, which is very good, which does help. And yeah, so yeah, I'll see you in the future. So welcome to my review section of the KZ ZS10 Pro 2. Obviously, these are different to the X and obviously the original, because these actually have tuning switches which make a difference, which I'll get to in a bit. So let's just pick the right one. So this is a closer look. They are very similar to the previous models. I do like what they look like. As you can see, they do pick a bit of like finger grease. Normal kind of connector there. That's what it looks like from the side. Obviously you get the DD there and all the balanced armatures are in here. And obviously here's the switch. So all up and all down. So there's quite a few different combinations. I'll talk about that in a bit. So tips. So I was showing you before, they come with tips, 2 foam tips and silicone ones. Mine don't have medium silicone tips. I don't know if that's just my unit or that's how they come. So it comes with 2 foam tips, 2 small silicone and 2 large, but it should have medium as well. And obviously they've got kind of the packaging is a bit basic, but it is what it is. And obviously you saw the cable, which is like run of the mill. So pound sensitivity on this set is easy, no problems at all really. You could power this off probably just off your phone. no issues at all. Let's talk about, I'm trying to think, comfort and fit. Now, the nozzle looks quite short, as you can see. I actually had no issues with it. See, it's quite long there. Yeah, no problem. It's the same. It's kind of a generic shape, as you can see. Also, it doesn't have one of those fins, and you can see on the side. Normally, like them up here. Yeah, not a bad set. No problems at all, really. So, timbre on this set, it can sound a little bit kind of artificial. You'll see what I mean when you probably see the graph, but it's a little bit artificial, but it's not too bad at all. I was expecting way worse, especially with the KZ model. Let's talk about technicalities. Yeah, actually quite good on this set, surprisingly. I don't know how much the BAs are actually working in this set. Obviously, you can see them in there, but yeah, technicality on this set is actually pretty good. Same for like micro details and stuff like that. And let's talk about soundstage and imaging. It actually sounds bigger than I expected. A lot of models kind of fade off like when you get past 8 to 10, but these have a little bit more life to them. So for stage, they're actually not too bad at all, which is a bit of a pleasant surprise. And yeah, I think that's it. So sound, because this is where this gets important. Let's move these out of the way. So as you can see, they do a lot, these switches. So to make things simple, as you can see, the graph that I'm looking at is more switches you have up in the position, like I just shown you on the clip, obviously just before this, is more bass you have, and basically more switches you have down, less bass you have, is the easiest way to describe it. And as you can see, you got UU and DD, so basically 2 up, 2 down, and you get mid amount of bass. That's probably the easiest way to describe how these work. So the low end on this set is, I prefer, as you can probably imagine, with all of them up, which is the green and red, as you can see on this one. That's what I prefer, but less you go, less bass you get, but you also get really lean mid bass as well. Now, with foam tips, with the switches down, these sound really thin. I don't really recommend the foam tips for this set. But if you really fatigue for treble, they might help that. But I didn't really have to use the foam tips at all for my use case. I did try them with it, didn't need them in my opinion. And yeah, so bass, the quality of the bass is, I'll say it's okay. It's not the best DD I've heard, but it's not too bad. You know, the decay's pretty good. It's not like the one tone type of bass, but the DD's kind of average. It's fine in its sense. And obviously you pick whatever switch what you want. Mid-range is actually not too bad at all. It didn't really feel recessed. The gain is gradual at the top upper part of the mid-range. It sounds fine. Male vocals can sound a touch thin with this set, strangely, because KZs are normally quite bassy, but this isn't that bassy really. Obviously with all the switches up, it's a good amount of bass, but they're not bass heavy or anything like that. I think the previous model, the X, has more bass than this model, even in this high setting. But yeah, it's not too bad. It could just sound a bit thin. Again, I recommend the silicone tips. And yeah, not too bad. Gradual gain, vocals are pretty good. Treble, so as you can see, these are on the, I wouldn't say they're that bright, but they do have a slight brightness to them, especially in the 3K. So vocals on this set are forward, but I didn't get any sibilants or anything like that. And as you can see, they got the extension on this set is actually not too bad at all. The 8K peak is from the coupler. There's nothing there. Maybe that small one just after 10, but I didn't notice it. But yes, stage is pretty good. It's a detailed set, like cymbals and things like that sound there. They're very clear. Everything's quite clean, detailed set. They sound better than these. These actually sound better than I expected from the previous model. But yeah, not too bad at all. The treble is, yeah, I couldn't really fault it all that much. It's just can be a little bit bright around the 3K-ish kind of park, but not a bad set at all. Yeah, so conclusion, what do I think? Surprising really. Apart from, again, the slightly brighter treble, they're not a bad set. Again, mine don't have medium tips. I don't know why, but it might be just my set. I don't know. yeah, good set. Obviously the switches actually do something. I would have preferred if it did it the other end, like treble differences, but less space you have, more the treble seems apparent, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, I prefer with all the switches up, which is what this one is, as you can see. That's there, all of them up, and obviously you just use the SIM tool kind of thing that was in the box. Yeah, not too bad at all. DD's average from its performance, from what I could tell. Yeah, not a bass set, but bassy enough, good detailed set. Tuning seems decent enough, and it seems a good set for not just anybody's like audiophile or anybody's got like this as a hobby. Just any normal folk who wants to listen to music. These are actually not a bad set. Yeah, surprised me. I was expecting to be honest, I'm not a fan of KZ and CCA. They just copy and paste stuff over and over again, and they can be quite harsh sounding sometimes, but these are not a bad set. So I think that's pretty much it. If you think I missed anything, please do let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, take care, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.